Well, hello there. This is Ina from Taproot Tarot. So I volunteer at a organization that supports refugees to our city. I work in the area where we accept donations, which go either directly to the folks we support or to a thrift store that we run to raise money. Now, except for books and decks of cards, I'm not too much of a big shopper, so I rarely see things that I would like to purchase. But today I walked in and the first thing I saw were these nature meditation cards. So I was starting to think, okay, I might have to get those, and then a couple more things came in that caught my attention. And then I just had to go browse around the store. So I ended up with some things, including this apparently deck of cards that I have no idea what it is. So we're gonna unbox that together and find out. It has a little bit of English on the box. So I'm hoping that there's maybe something in English within the box as well, but I'm not sure. So we'll find out. So I'm going to set the cards aside for a moment and show you these other things. This was the second item I saw. We had a whole box of knickknacks come in that were so cute. And I saw this and thought, that is way too cool. I need to grab that. Like, I've just never seen anything like it. It's priced at $3, you can see. But let's peel off the sticker and see what it says on the bottom. It says handmade and painted in Greece. How cool is that? So this was somebody's little souvenir, I assume. And I just think it's neat. You can feel it's like real pottery. And I've never seen anything like it, so. And then I saw this little pumpkin. I have some handcrafted pottery pumpkins. This is obviously not handcrafted, but it'll look cute in my little grouping of pumpkins. And then this is just a bud vase that, you know, sometimes I have huge native wildflowers. I tore out my entire front yard and turned it into a rocky soil prairie of native plants. And then I have various native mini ecosystems in my backyard, like a forest floor bed and even a water garden that are all native plants. But they aren't always the best for putting in, you know, picking long-stemmed flowers and putting in a regular vase. So these little bud vases come in handy just to pick a tiny little couple of flowers and bring them in the house. I got this, which I thought was a milk bottle. We had one of these when I was a kid that we put coins in. We saved coins in it. So it was kind of sentimental or nostalgic, I should say. But then I looked on the bottom and it's got grapes on it. So it's actually a wine bottle. And this is a super cool wine bottle that matches my dining room. And it was only a couple bucks, so couldn't resist. It is cool. But let's look at these cards. Oh wait, I forgot one thing. This wooden bowl. I've been looking for wooden bowls to hold a couple of things. I have some agate dice that I wanted a place to put, and also a spot for my pendulums. So I'm not sure which one this is going to be, but it'll be one of those things. And it's quite lovely and super sturdy. And these meditation cards are cool. I have no idea where they're from. It says chroniclebooks.com. And it's by Kenya Jackson Salters. So I'll show you that information. But I've never heard of these. I didn't even look that closely at them. But they're organized into different categories. So we have nature meditations, walking thoughts, messages from the earth, and strengthening affirmations. So that's kind of cool. Let's choose one of the messages from the earth just to see what kind of cards they are. Ooh, quite lovely. They're very thin. They're large and oracle sized. And it says, difference is distinctive. When anomalies arise in nature, they are labeled as rare, not weird. We celebrate the animals and organisms that have unusual qualities, birds with unique plumage, fish that glow in the ocean's depths, trees that appear to grow upside down. They show us that different is beautiful and that there is significance in standing out. We too should celebrate what makes us unique. Today, consider something about you that makes you different, rather than trying to fit in. What might it feel like to celebrate your differences and share them with the world? Feel confident in knowing that the things that make you different are also what make you distinct. Oh, that's cool. Love it. So yeah, they're soft and very flexible and bendy, just kind of thin. But I think that's pretty lovely and a good little find for $2 minus my volunteer discount. And now to the star of the show today. This is the one I'm super curious about. It's all in Japanese except for a couple of things. On the bottom here it says, with Romanized reading and explanation of songs, which I think maybe means that it comes with English translation. And then we have this on the bottom, but on the top it's in English. 100 poems cards, the thing which collected one poem of each 100 representative poets. Oh, and there is absolutely both English and Spanish on the back. So looking at it just really quick in the store, I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use these. It looks like it's all in Japanese, but no, there is both English and Spanish. It says how to use, spread out cards printed with second half of poem, with words facing up, select a reader, have reader read the cards with the phrase, and find corresponding card with the second half of the poem. Interesting. After all cards have been read, the person with the most cards wins. So this is a game. Okay, that's cool. Sounds like something's being delivered, and the dogs are letting us know about it. I think it's actually the neighbors. They're doing some major construction next door. This is kind of cool. I'm guessing this traveled far to get here. Okay, a little bit of a thin, flimsy box, but it's two-part. All right. Oh, this is interesting. So the 100 Poems cards game. So the poems themselves are Romanized but not translated. But then the little footnotes are in English. So like this says the monk, for example, and then lists their name, or attendant to Empress Coca. So I don't think the poems themselves are translated in this. It says this Hyakunin issue is newly drawn while expressing a background in the sense of seasons of the poem in reference to the karuta, which spread out to the common people and raised this traditional Japanese playing card in the days of Edo. We write down author on reading card, and we write down autonym on the description only if it's known. Okay. Well, let's open up the cards and see if they are usable. It says, please note that we use generally accepted theory for reading, name, and date, but it depends on literary document. Got it. Okay. Well, let's look at these. There is a bunch of cards in here. Oh, these are so interesting. So we've got 4 packs of cards. And these must be old. I have a feeling these sat in someone's storage for a very long time because the paper is kind of disintegrating. And yes, absolutely zero English on the cards. But beautiful art. And it's made to be a matching game. So it might still be usable as a game. It's cool. And you can see it's in a woodblock style from the Edo period. The Ukiyo-e style of art. I was thinking maybe there was a match, but this just looks like the same guy, different outfit. So apparently this is a poetry matching game. Definitely not enough English to play this easily. And you match the first half of the poem with the second half of the poem, and whoever has the most matches at the end wins. So it's just a cool little novelty. Not sure if I'll use it, but I paid $2.25 for it, so I am glad to have it. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so these maybe have the full poem with an image of the poet. And then these appear to have part of the poem on them. So it might be that you could use it as a visual matching game. I'll have to look at it in more detail later, see if I can match them up. I don't know if my perception is good enough to be able to match these without knowing anything about the Japanese script. So no, I really doubt I could actually match these. They are numbered. So down at the bottom we have Arabic numerals that we can read. So that might help. Well, that's cool. Again, a frivolous novelty, but that's all right. They are quite pretty. Well, and it turns out these are numbered as well. So I was going to be very careful not to get them out of order, because once they're out of order, there's no way I would get them back in if they weren't numbered, but they are numbered. So let's check these out a little more. The art really is beautiful. Lots of cool details. This guy with his bow. Really beautiful kimono. And then it changes a little bit in the back, or the format is a little different, maybe just because it's a longer poem. Might be able to hold these up to my phone and translate them, I'm not sure. All right, folks. Oh, cool. Okay, the dew is still light on the leaves of maki. Fog rises at autumn dusk. Well, that's cool. So at least they're translatable. Not that I have the capacity to really understand them too well, but with the translator app, I can certainly even use these as oracles if I wanted to. So that's kind of cool. Just something to contemplate if I want a little haiku to think about. Again, haikus often don't translate very well to English, where apparently a lot of the depth and double meanings and things like that you're not really going to pick up on as an English speaker. But even if I can't get the full depth of them, it'll still be kind of cool just to see how I can interact with them. So I like these. I had no idea what to expect, but they're cool. Let me know if you've seen anything like this before where you are, or if you've played this as a game, or used them as oracles, or just as little inspirational thoughts or anything like that. So I'm very pleased with my little thrift store haul, which went to a good cause. And I thought you just might like checking it out with me. So thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.